Boys, girls, welcome back to the second channel. On this channel, we do not care one bit, alright? We don't care. I got my bro with me today. It's been a while. It's been on the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah? Got anything to say?
Excited to be back.
Last time you guys saw him, we were kidnapping him. Alright, so today, boys, we are watching a documentary about the boy who lived before. Because, apparently, you know, do you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, do you believe that we turn to something else?
Yeah, so like when you die, you don't say I can see the light.
Yeah.
That's actually you coming out the vagina.
I think that when you die, you just do everything again and again and again. Like the same life, again and again and again. That's where deja vu comes from. Let's watch the documentary.
Can the dead be reborn? Is there life after death? This little boy believes there is.
Hello, my name's Camden.
Cameron remembers a past life on the remote Scottish island of Barra, over 200 miles away from his home in Glasgow.
I lived in the White House with my mum and dad and my 3 brothers and sisters.
And he just talks about, I was in Barra and I fell through to you. And I'm saying, what do you mean? And he'll say, no, it was just like a hole and I fell through.
What he's saying here, he was like a grown man.
Yeah.
And he fell through something, and then he arrived as a baby and being born.
Mad. That is mad. If that's true, like, how can he make it up as a kid? Do you know what I mean?
Children from all over the world report memories of previous lives. It's a pretty interesting phenomenon.
Together with psychiatrist Dr. Jim Tucker, Cameron and his mum are going on a search for evidence of his past life. Are there rational explanations for the remarkable coincidences which follow? Or are there stranger forces at work?
I'm excited, man.
I'm confused still.
Norma McCauley is a single mum who lives in Glasgow with her 2 young sons.
Well, I've got 2 boys, lovely boys, not even if I say so myself. I've got Martin, who's 6, and I've got Cameron, who's 5.
Since Cameron first started to talk, he has described life as a child on Barra, a remote island in Scotland's Outer Hebrides.
I lived in the White House with my mum and dad and my 3 brothers and sisters.
From the age of 2,
He was a kid, not a man, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameron has been telling his family the same story. As he's grown older, the story hasn't changed. It's just become more detailed. Norma could not understand how Cameron knew about Barra, let alone have such clear memories of life on the island.
At first I just thought, oh, he's making things up. And then I was thinking, how does he know the name Barra? Why is it Barra where none of us have been or have any connection with?
I hate the Liverpool accent. I actually hate it.
That's Glasgow. That's Scottish.
Ah, my bad.
Barra lies off the western coast of Scotland, 220 miles from Glasgow.
No, that's Barra.
No, she lives in Glasgow. But that's Barra. He was actually born in Glasgow.
Oh, I thought I was born in Liverpool.
No.
Oh, my bad.
It can only be reached by a lengthy sea journey or an hour-long flight. It's a tiny, distant outpost of the British Isles and is home to just over 1,000 people.
My favourite place in Barra was the beach, and I took my dog with me and I play with him and my brothers and sisters to play.
He used to say, I'm a Barra boy, I'm a Barra boy.
The planes must have landed on the beach.
He said there's like a small beach. He says, and like small planes and they land on the beach.
At Barra is loads of place to run around, but here is not a lot because the houses are near each other.
I don't know what you're saying.
You don't understand what you're saying?
I can't, mate. It's just like words.
Nah, this is interesting.
It's not making it into a sentence.
Well, it is. He's clearly speaking. He's not speaking gibberish, is he?
He's not speaking. It's like that does.
Yeah, you're moving mad, mate. Just watch it.
I did one time say one of these days we will go up and see Barra, and then it's like, well, I'll show you where my house is, and I'll show you round.
Will we see your Barra dad?
No,
Why not?
because he's dead.
He's dead.
He says, my real Barra dad didn't look left and right.
My Barra dad got knocked down.
Cameron even claims to know his Barra dad's name.
Shane Robertson.
Shane Robertson.
Yes.
So who was Shane Robertson again?
Shane Robertson. If they look up a Shane Robertson and it's real, and like a 3-year-old saying that, do you know how mad that is?
Was that fast?
Is that the one that got knocked down?
Friends and family have also been drawn into Cameron's story. Next-door neighbour Diane Miller has known Cameron since he was born, and her son Aaron has grown up with him.
Hello.
When they were about 2 was when Cameron started to speak about his Barra family.
And my brothers and sisters and my friends.
Have you got friends in Barra too?
My house in Barra and family in Barra, because Cameron was adamant he had this other family.
What was his name?
Shane Robertson.
And he would tell you over and over again, so you know he wasn't just making it up there and then.
And he got knocked over by a car.
You see, that kid there is thinking,
He's like,
I want to punch this guy. Because if I was that kid on the right and I got a mate at school that's just telling me I lived in a life where my dad was saying, shut up, mate. Yeah, no one cares. Like, you're just chatting out your ass, mate.
now also you'll be confused
Exactly.
as well. You just want to, punch him.
He looks like he's got Down syndrome.
That's what I was
He,
gonna say.
he ain't got. A
It
clue.
looks like he just came out of a wheelchair and just here on the sofa just watching him.
Cameron's uncle, Ian Watson, initially dismissed his nephew's stories as fantasy, but as time passed, they became harder to explain away.
It's just the fact that he's just consistent in, the things that he's saying and the story that he keeps coming up with. And over the 3 years, he's never wavered from it. If you look at his face when he's telling you these things, he believes they're true.
My dad and mum had long hair and she got cut short.
He'll say, I was with my Barra mum before you had me, before I came to this family. And he just keeps saying to me, you'll really like her, she's really nice. One time I said to him, joking, do you love me or your Barra mum? And he says, I love you both the same. I thought he would have said me, but he never.
Cameron's growing emotional attachment to his Barra mum concerned Norma. He began to miss her so badly that he started to suffer genuine distress.
One day when he was at the nursery, he got quite upset. He was saying rather than me picking him up that day, he wanted his Barra mum to come and get him. And the big tears were running down his face and he just kept saying, I have to go to Barra, I have to go to Barra, my family are missing me.
What?
That's mad.
Mate, this is actually like blowing my mind. Like, was there like a malfunction with like God or something when like he came out?
Oh, this guy died. He had good memories. Let's put him in a child. So he put the memories in a child, and then made them child being born with the memories.
What? Shut up!
I'm
What,
bummed.
what is this going on about? What is he? Is he
I'm
good,
thinking
mate?
the truth.
You are.
God is up there doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and he's doing
it's his
that.
9-to-5 job. He does have a good one.
Yeah, and he's like switching, mixing memories and all that. Like he'll take the people who died, put them like who have good memories, put them in a trial, make them remember it, and this is what this guy.
Oh yeah, and you know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but know that, man.
Yeah, man.
What
What do you do? What do you say to him?
Ever since he could speak, Cameron has described a previous life, growing up on the remote island of Barra in the Outer Hebrides. Cameron is desperate to visit Barra, but Norma, his mum, wants to find out if there is a rational explanation for his unusual memories.
So if I had a child and you'd be saying that, I'd be going to Barra straight away and trying to find this White House. Shane Robertson. Why the hell's Shane Robertson?
I'll put them down.
You put the child down?
Yeah.
What?
I want a new child. I don't want a child coming out saying, oh yeah, I was born in Barra. I'll be like, yo.
Okay.
I think I'm a very open person, but this was still throwing me. I mean, I believe Cameron does know Barra. How he knows it, I don't know. I don't think anybody really has every answer. As I say, for somebody that is quite open, and it's thrown me. I'd just like to know, has he seen it on the television? Is there a house like he talks up there? Or just like to know what's behind it all.
Norma's first stop.
Here we go, it's Darren.
Dr. Chris
Go on, son.
Psychologist.
Mr. Darren.
He edits The Skeptic
He knows
magazine,
everything.
which debunks paranormal phenomena.
Paranormal?
The hope is that he may have a rational explanation.
Why would he know about some random
That's
geezer
what-
kid?
yeah.
Ah, waffle.
He'll go up to a kid and be like, tell me a story about this. Oh yeah, he's telling the truth.
Yeah, it's just
How-
waffle. It's a
how-
waste
how
of
would
money.
he know?
Don't go to therapy, alright? A waste of money.
Nah, don't.
You false memories. I mean, kids have fantastic imaginations,
Big
as I'm
ones.
sure you're aware.
Probably.
Obviously,
Probably.
these days, you know, we've got lots of TV programs, lots of TV channels. We've got the internet.
Yeah.
Is there any possibility? Do you?
Oh yeah, because me on the internet thinks that I lived a past life.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
And why would a 3-year-old search the internet? He's
Do you think that
waffling.
he might have, say, seen something on TV at some point, some program that
I'm
was?
not saying it's not possible, but I've never seen Barra on the television. I'm trying to think of times that Cameron would be watching programmes without me, or just like that sort of programme, but not to my knowledge.
But I mean, it is possible there was someone who told Cameron stories about life on the island of Barra and then moved away.
Well, I know everybody kind of round about, and as I say, especially the fact that Martin and Cameron are so close in age, so why doesn't Martin know all this?
Okay, I mean, it may be
do you
that.
know, I'm just
yeah,
saying that
no,
I'm
no,
finding that
I take your point entirely.
I take yours, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'd be more than practically 100% say, but there's nobody been told about Barra. I've asked my family. None of us know even anybody. It comes from Barra, been to Barra.
But it may not be coming from your family.
Yeah.
You're either dealing with a situation where he has picked up the information through normal sources, or maybe, just maybe, you know, there's something kind of much more interesting and challenging going on here.
I hope there is, because if we're watching a documentary about, oh yeah, Grandma Allen told him. Do you know what I mean?
He's waffling. I don't like this guy. I don't like this.
Oh, you don't like Darren?
No, I think Darren's just waffling. He's just saying random stuff just to make her believer. Then he'd get paid for this documentary, and then he's probably living in a mansion. Like, oh yeah, this is popular. Isn't it?
What are you on about, mate? You waffle the most.
Not more than him.
Norma leaves Chris with more questions than answers. Could it be that Cameron's
That creeps me
That
out.
is creepy. What is that?
What's with that eye?
Look at the eye. Look at the nose. That actually is scary. I think.
elaborate story is no more than a fantasy? Norma's next step is a visit to Karen Majors, an educational psychologist whose speciality is children
Look at these
and their
people,
fantasy
man.
lives.
Just go to the island.
Yeah.
And you.
Hello, love.
It's really interesting. Basically, how Cameron describes his world really seems to me quite different from how children with imaginary friends and imaginary worlds describe their experience.
You had an imaginary friend, didn't you?
Did I?
Yeah.
Who?
Tony.
Tony?
Yeah.
Says he's saying it's real, and even very young children with imaginary friends will say they're only pretend, you know, or they'll call them my invisible friends. Children who have imaginary creations feel in control of those imaginary creations, so you know they can determine what's going to happen in that world, and it really feels like Cameron isn't able to direct what's going there.
What is this filming? That's annoying me. They should at least get some good high tech.
So that's the main thing about this whole thing.
There is
Not
a
the fact that the kids
consistent
got a
pattern,
bad
and
life, the
Cameron-
fact that the filming's dodgy.
No, the filming, no. The story's good. The story's great. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's just
that's good.
that filming, where it was just all around. They should at least, you know.
Why don't you put a formal complaint into the documentary people?
No, because it's too late now. It's like 2004.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Experiences don't really fit into that pattern, so I think it's about exploring other possible interpretations about how to understand Cameron's experience.
Karen's conclusion reinforces Norma's belief that Cameron's descriptions of life on Barra are unusual. They set him apart from other children who construct imaginary worlds because he believes that they are real. But he is not alone. In the past 40 years, there have been reports of over 2,500 children who claim to have memories of another life.
Mad.
At the University of Virginia, a department had...
I think I was past life.
Oh, don't start this.
I think I did. No, because like, you know, I'm not normal, am I?
Right, you just admit you're not normal.
Yeah, I'm not normal.
Yeah.
But like, I reckon I had a past life out there somewhere.
So you don't know you had you just think you had a past life?
Yeah.
Well, you don't... Yeah.
No, but like, I reckon I did, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like... Yeah.
has been set...
When he was about
So that's his
one and a
dad?
half,
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
I was changing his diaper on his changing table, and he all of a sudden just looked at me and said, you know, when I was your age, I used to change your diaper.
Oh my... What? There's no way. Mate, when he's 1, and you just go... You know, when I was old, when you were young, I used to change your diaper. But imagine hearing that from a baby, mate.
And he's like, yo.
Why are you punching the baby?
No, I'll disown it.
Why are you disowning kids all of a sudden?
Because, you know, it's not right, is it?
And his full name is August. His grandfather had died the year before he was born. So he really didn't, he never got to know his grandfather. But he would insist that he was Grandpa Augie. If we were referring to Grandpa Augie, he would just say, you mean me? You know, he was just very adamant, like, we should know that he is Grandpa Augie.
Where's me? Where's me again? See if you can find me somewhere else.
Gus was 4 when Ron was given an old family album. To his parents' astonishment, Gus was able to point out his grandfather in an old school photograph. He also correctly identified this as the first car that his grandfather ever owned.
He showed me a picture, and then I said, that was my first car. And then my dad was like, that's weird, because the car was Grandpa Augie's first car. So it was all good.
Kathy and Ron were in...
Imagine him being your son. How creepy does he sound?
I wouldn't sleep at night.
Exactly.
I'll disown him.
Exactly. You being funny or you actually being serious?
I don't know at this point.
I'll disown him.
Yeah, we know that, mate.
Yeah.
Intrigued by their son's ability to identify his grandfather in photos. But one day, Gus told them something that turned their intrigue to shock.
Gus and I were chatting, and he started saying something about Grandpa Augie, which wasn't unusual. And I said to him, when you were Grandpa Augie, did you have any sisters or brothers? He said, well, I had a sister, but she died. And so that sort of caught my attention because, you know, we haven't had any deaths in the family. And he said, well, she died. And I just sort of looked at him and he said, yeah, she turned to a fish. She died, some bad guys.
I just was flabbergasted. I really was just I was speechless because I just couldn't understand how he would know anything about that.
Apparently what happened was his aunt was murdered and her body was dumped into the San Francisco Bay.
There was no way he could know anything about her circumstances and how she died because it was never discussed. And was barely discussed with me, with him, in my family. To hear my son, who didn't know my father, didn't know his aunt who was murdered, speak about this, and because that's when I just went, there's something going on here that I just don't understand.
Mad.
For many in the West, reincarnation is an alien idea. Chris French believes that it's simply a comforting illusion, which helps some people avoid the difficult realities of death.
On the one hand, you've got science that says, once you die, that's it, that's the end, nothing else. On the other hand, you've got a belief system that says you will survive, you will be reunited with your loved ones. In a sense, you do go on forever.
Because, like, your soul can't get destroyed or created. Like, the soul is an ongoing thing, right? Your body can die. Like, your body can just, like, you get old, you die, all the bones and the muscles, they all decay. But your soul is still there, bro. So what happens to that soul? Like, that's you. Like, that's the mind. That's us, right? We're just, our soul is in this body that makes us form around. Yeah? It's like when you put an SD card in the computer, yeah, and you see all the stuff coming through.
Yeah.
It's not the computer, it's the SD card.
Yeah.
And you can put the SD card anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah? So that soul, where does that go?
Well, sometimes.
And don't say Mexico, because it doesn't go to Mexico.
Say that.
Dunno.
No, I was. No, it probably. Yeah, it'll go to another person.
What, your own soul? Me?
Yeah, it'll go to another person, but it will, like, wipe away everything.
So you're saying that my soul...
So you know you put stuff in a USB stick?
Yeah.
You can easily take that out, can't you?
In a USB stick? What do you mean? You put it in a computer?
So no. So, like, you know you put... So you get a computer, like, get a USB stick.
So you're saying you put a USB stick, yeah, and you can delete it and then add new files?
Yeah.
They're the memories in the soul.
Yeah, so God probably wiped away the files, put them in a different body, and then created a new... And that's still your soul. So, for example, I could be like an Asian mum.
And then they have memories that they didn't accidentally delete.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we have just solved...
know what I mean?
We've just solved the mystery of dying.
Oh, screw this Jim Tucker.
Gary.
No, it's Devon.
Carl Pilkington.
No, it's Devon. Is it Devon? That's the guy, Devon.
I don't care. Let's watch
Is
it.
it Devon? So, for example, if he remembers his, like, past life, surely he'll be smart. And
because you have the brain of that kid. I don't know.
No, if he remembers it, then he surely remembers, like...
Well, no, maybe his
stuff.
cognitive memory is not there. But, like, he remembers stuff.
So he'll, like, remember, like, little things?
Yeah.
Nah.
But not how to do stuff.
Nah,
He remembers core memories, but doesn't know how to work. Do you know what I mean?
He said that God gave him a ticket. And, you know, he also referred to a porthole, and that he came through a porthole, and that he used to be big, and all of a sudden he's through this porthole, and then he's a kid again.
Oh my days, mate.
There's drawings as well, they creep me out.
Curiously, the description of the rebirth given by Gus in America has strong parallels with Cameron's account in Scotland.
You see, he talks about falling through from Barra to here. I asked him, how did you get here? And he just talks about, I was in Barra and I fell through to you. And I'm saying, what do you mean? And he'll say, no, it was just like a hole and I fell through, and that's all he says.
I used to be Caitlin, and what was the other one?
Megan.
You're fucking Megan, I'm Caitlin. You must see everyone the whole way. Not going yet.
Aaron and Cameron had been playing, and Aaron had mentioned how it's okay if you die because Cameron said you come back again as somebody else, so it didn't matter if you died.
It has become clear to Norma that there are no easy answers to the questions thrown up by Cameron's memories. Cameron has asked persistently to be taken to Barra. Norma has finally decided to make that journey.
Yes, go!
We are going to go to Barra. I mean, it wasn't a decision that was made lightly. I've gave it an awful lot of thought. stood up to an awful lot of folk that were against me doing it, and I just hope I proved them that I was right to do what I've done. Come on.
Perhaps the trip will provide an explanation for Cameron's memories, or put them to rest.
Oh, I hope it's true, man.
I think I'm hoping that when Cameron goes, it gives them proof of...
What?
What if it's not true and this is all just like a joke?
What do you mean?
Like, what if it's not true? And he's just like, he goes there and he like turns around and starts laughing.
What? That is the best April Fool's prank ever.
Or, I mean, maybe go here and they'll say that's not Barra, so then that's fine, that's not Barra, end of story, that's the end of it. But I think it's reached a point, it's went too far. It's gone too far just to leave it now.
At the University of Virginia, Dr. Jim Tucker has been speaking to Norma and following Cameron's case with interest.
Well, Cameron's case certainly sounds like a very promising one. He's given the name of a place, which fortunately turns out to be a rather small place, and he's also given the name of a person. So with all the details that he's given, if we're able to verify a match, that would be quite intriguing.
For Jim, to follow a case as it unfolds is a unique opportunity. He is flying from Virginia to Glasgow to join Norma and pursue the story in person.
Come on, I want to see some past memories, man.
It's a very interesting story. If we're able to verify the statements, then it becomes more than that, because then it becomes evidence that he actually does have memories that have carried over from a previous life.
My guy is getting closer and closer to the kid.
Yeah.
I'm actually worried for the guy.
But you know, whoa. Remix. Alright, you know what'd be sick though, if that guy goes to Barra, the kid goes to Barra, and then he like realises, like for example, what if he had a dog and he buried his dog and he starts like digging through it and found bones. That would be mad. That would be sick. If that happens, I will like...
Well, I think we'll find out in the next episode. In a bit, guys.